What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 4 game development live stream where we're working on Project Hero, an action-adventure game built from scratch using Unreal Engine 4, C++, and blueprints and the gameplay ability system plugin. So today, we're going to do a kind of a lengthy live stream because of, how long these things usually take to do. So, right now what we're going to do is migrate our Project Hero from 427 to Unreal 5. So the other day I migrated from 426 to 427, and we have this right here. So just to, give confirmation that it's 427 and it works, I'll play it real quick. Yes. So we got 427. I don't know how well you guys can read that, but it's there. And I'll just jump in real quick. And it's pretty much the code base that we left off with the other day. I guess last week on Monday or Tuesday. So let's just run this, open it real quick, and then we'll do the whole process from start to finish. And so there's going to be really lengthy parts where we're actually having to compile the engine, and that can take a while. So in that meantime, there is a video I kind of want to watch together about migrating your project, so maybe we can learn something while we're waiting for the compilation. But yeah, here's our project. Obviously things are still loading, compiling shaders, but yeah, here we are. So pretty much where we left off, we're working on our slide and our super jump and everything. So, we kind of know it's working, right? So now let us go to Unreal 5. And so just to kind of set expectations, we're literally only going to be getting an engine from GitHub source. We're going to compile it from source, and then we're going to migrate our code in, and then enter content and everything. And then from there, I don't know if I want to set up a repo just yet. I might do that depending on how quickly things go and people's interests. But I do want to take this stream and then make it also a useful tutorial for migrating the project from 427 to Unreal 5. So probably next week it'll be uploaded. I'll edit it appropriately because there's gonna be some dead air and stuff throughout the whole stream. But once that's done, we'll have the tutorial set up, and if we manage to get our repo set up as well, that'll be a part of the tutorial. That'll be a plus. And then we have things like Jenkins and our automatic builder and stuff like that. That's also a whole nother process. So let's begin. I think we can use the GitHub desktop application. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure just yet. At the very least, let's make a folder. It all starts with a folder. So new folder, and we'll call it Unreal Engine 5.0, like that. I guess they have dashes, so we'll kind of work with that same naming convention like that. So we got a folder, right? And what we need to do is go to GitHub and go to the Epic Games, repository, and you can find the release version of the engine code. So what we could do is actually open with GitHub Desktop. So the local path, obviously we're going to change it to where we just made it, Unreal 5.1. And then we can basically just clone it. So this is the first part, and definitely I think is going to take a little while. So I guess we can kind of just talk and chill. Here we go. All right, so now that we have the repository cloned onto our drive, we can actually now get officially started. So there's two things that we got to do. So the first one is setup.bat. This runs a bat file that checks for dependencies, downloads any other missing dependencies from the internet, and then, asks us to install whatever might be missing. And it'll give us warnings as well if something is missing. We should be okay because of where we are in 427. So this process will take a little bit of time, but we can just kind of wait it out. Should be like 5 minutes or less. So now it's done checking the dependencies. Now it's going to install the prerequisites, and something you may notice you might not see right away is at the bottom you'll have windows pop up. You'll have to agree to it. I don't know if you'll see that, but it's just asking for permission to install everything. So for you guys it was just a black screen, but you'll just say, hey, Unreal wants to install some things. Is that okay? All right, so setting up is done. Now we need to generate the project files. So this is where it may give us an error. Maybe we're missing something. I forget what some of the things that you might need. I guess like the .NET stuff would be something you might be needing. Log file, blah, blah, blah. Some platforms were skipped due to invalid SDK setup. Those are fine. We don't care about Mac, iOS, Android, and everything like that. We really just care about PC and I guess console. Maybe, yeah, we don't care about mobile. So now we gotta let this do its thing. When it's done, if there's no errors or anything, I believe it will automatically close. Otherwise, you'll just have like a confirmation prompt being like, yeah, you good? Go ahead, close it. It might ask us to do something, I don't know. So we'll just have to wait for it to do its thing. Maybe sometimes you have to press enter. There you go. So now it's binding IntelliSense data. This is what the build tool is doing. So we're writing project files. Okay, and we're good. So here now we have our UE5 solution file. What I like to do first though is go to Engine, Binaries, Win64. There is the Unreal Version Selector tool. We want to say, do we want to register this directory as an Unreal Engine installation? And we want to say yes. Registration successful. Cool beans. Now we can open up, again, we're going to be in Writer. We're going to open up the solution file. Trust and open. We're going to have a nice, sexy README while the solution is opening up. And Writer and all this stuff, it's going to take a couple of minutes because it's the first time opening it. It's going to have a lot of things that it wants to do. So we just got to wait. And then once it's ready, it's syncing. You can't see this kind of because of where I am on screen, but it's syncing the projects. It's going to load the code solution. It's going to load the data that it needs in order to do the autocomplete feature and stuff like that. So it's going to really hardcore do its job here. This whole process thing, I hate how long it takes. I guess we don't care. We can let that do its thing. So let's jump in and actually compile the project. So you have the engine, you have UE5, right? And for Writer, towards the top here, I don't know how well you can see it. Basically, you tell it what project to actually compile. So we just want to find UE5. And then in Writer, we can just press F5. And it'll start to do the compiling process. And yeah, this one's the longest part of the whole process. It has to compile thousands of objects. So right now it starts with 73 stuff, so we can kind of wait this out, but then I believe it will jump to having to compile like, I don't know, 40,000 or something like that. Maybe UE5 is different because that's just how it's been for Unreal 4. Maybe they changed how that works. So we're just gonna take our time here and watch what it's gonna do. Okay, so yeah, we're done now with the 73 initial objects that he wanted to build. Now it's going to check the actual editor thing, and yeah, I'm pretty sure vertical mouse is a style statement. Yeah, we got all the cool people who do vertical mouse instead of the normal one. Okay, so the reflection code was generated. So very shortly, it should say how much it's going to be building. Okay, this shader, yeah, okay, so not too much actually. It's like 5,841 objects to build. And now, this is the longest part of it. This might take an hour. So in the meantime, we'll go ahead and watch videos together about Unreal Engine. Oh boy.
We do the same as before.
Okay. So we finally were able to finish compilation. So now the editor is opening. That whole process took, I don't know, like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. But now it's opening, and it has to compile a bunch of shaders for that first time, so that's gonna take a while. So we'll come back to this once it actually fully opens, but at least the compilation is done. Everything all well and good. So now we can actually move our code and our content to the same directory. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close out of Writer. Let us go now. Let's have in one folder, we have Unreal. Yeah, True Nut, we're almost there. So now what we can do, we'll have the 427 project. We have this hero folder. And hero temp is for like our builds and everything. So we'll create a folder for it, but we won't actually like take this stuff. Like we don't want these builds. So let's first take over hero. So copy. Let that do its thing. It's going to take a little bit of time. We do have a good amount of content in there. So a couple minutes on that. We're just about there. Boom. Okay, now we have Project Hero. Let's right click on our project. Make sure it's using the right version. So yeah, it's using source build at 5.1. We'll say okay. So that's all well and good once it's done. Guess it's going to take a little bit. There we go. Now what we need to do, we gotta take binaries, we're gonna take intermediate, and we're gonna take saved, and we're just gonna delete them. And then we're gonna just generate again one more time. That just cleans out any of the pre-compiled stuff that we were doing for 427, kind of starts it off fresh. So then what we can do is open up our solution file again. So there's, I don't know why there's two, I don't know why the README split like that. That's kind of weird, but okay. So we'll close that. And what I need to do personally is we got to go to, oh yeah, I forgot. We forgot our plugins. So we have to open up our plugin stuff again. So let's go with our 427 build. So under engine, plugins, there's a marketplace folder that we have to create because in our case we have a couple of different marketplace plugins that we need to use. This isn't stuff like the gameplay ability system plugin. These are like the darker nodes plugin and all that, like, other stuff that we're paid for free. So yeah, let's go Unreal Engine plugins, and here we don't have a marketplace one. We just have to copy over. Let it do its thing as well. Okay. Now we can reopen our solution file. And now we have to change a couple different things. And double check some things as well. So automatically hero is in here. It's included under games because we associated that U project with this source control engine build. So it's going to load everything here for us. So the stuff that we have to do is under plugins. We're not going to see the marketplace folder for a little bit. It takes a long time for it to kind of load in. So you do have this extra thing for Writer, which shows all files. We have this marketplace, and now we have stuff like darker nodes, electronic nodes, and magic node. And for all of these, we have to go in, go to the .u plugin folder file, and change the engine version. So we got to change it to 5.0.1. That's the one we're currently on. So we got to do that for each one of those plugins. Otherwise, it's going to give us a problem. So there we go. That's all well and good. So we can not show all files again, just to make things clean for us. Now we have our source, a bunch of stuff. That's our project. So we have hero.bat. We don't need that. We don't need to look at that. Sorry for that. So right now it's processing files. Let's just double check our U project, file version, engine association. I think we don't really care for any of that. I think that's fine. We can look at our hero target stuff. I think there's nothing we need to change there. Maybe hero.build.cs. I think that's all well and good. So I'm pretty sure that's all we need to do. There might be some problems. I'm not 100% sure. But we can at least try to build, and we can kind of just figure out our issues as they come up. So now, instead of saying UE5 at the top here, we can find hero. It's going to be alphabetical, so here's project hero. And then we can try F5 in writer, and we'll see what happens. Thanks a lot for the follow, Ankit3009. I appreciate it. So right now, yeah, we're trying to figure out what's going on. We got hydrate. You got it. I have a little bit of water. All right, so we have some problems. So expecting to find a type to be declared in module rules for darker nodes is defined by, okay, so the darker nodes is giving us a problem. Let's take a look at this one specifically. So I have this darker nodes plugin, right? So install the engine. So there is one for 5. So let's install that to that version. Okay, so it just finished. So I guess we could kind of do a comparative thing. So version name, okay, so this is the problem. So let's kind of copy this and paste it in there. So electronic nodes is also doing the same issue. Interesting. Okay. So let's try. So we got rid of the darker nodes problem. So let's do the same for we don't even need magic node. Honestly, I don't use that one. We'll do it anyway. We'll handle it anyway. So electronic node, install the engine, and then the magic node, right? The base version that we have from the launcher, and then we'll have our version from GitHub. And basically we'll override everything. So plugins, and then we have marketplace. So let's just nuke everything like that. Magic node seems to have just finished. I think it might be doing cleanup. Yeah. So we'll wait for that. And I think we can literally just kind of copy paste. We might have to delete binaries, intermediate again, regenerate, open up the solution, try to compile again. So we're almost there. All right, so magic node finished. So we can just literally move it, I guess. I guess that maybe not move it was probably not the best idea, but we'll just copy it back over. Okay, so we got that. Now, let's go to hero. So binaries is still not there. Saved and intermediate are, so let's just nuke that. Let's just, again, generate project files. And then we'll open up the solution, and we'll try compiling again. take a long time. We can, I think we can try to compile now. Yeah, we actually, let's stop. Can I cancel? I want to enable darker nodes. Try it. So already bad. So we got a compilation error. A lot of them. Interesting. So yeah, now we gotta fix a lot of these problems. So it's gonna finish what it's doing, and then we gotta figure this out, which is shitty, but okay. Okay. So hero gameplay ability at line 23, L undeclared identifier. So is it this function thing? Let's get rid of that. And let's just see if, so let's see if it's okay to compile the crouch. Because maybe they deprecated that code snippet, like you can't use it like that anymore. So let's see. Okay, so it is gone. There's no more crouch. So okay, let's try to do this in all the ones. So it exists. Here we go. Cannot convert UE math T vector double to constant F linear. Okay. So let's look at this function. So it takes world context, a collection, the F name, and then a const to F linear parameter value. Okay. So we have to make an F color. Can I just do like F linear color? Whoops. Like F linear color. I do like an explicit thing like that. Let's see. Got warnings. So hero attack notify. The following modules are missing are built with a different version. I think that's okay, right? Or does that fail? All right. Please use the other notify function instead. Please update your code to the new API before the next. Okay, so what's the other notify function? All right, we gotta fix a couple of stuff. It's this one. Let's see, generate condition or not, okay. That's kind of fucking weird. Can I say override? No. What are the other notify functions? My assumption is those other ones. This is annoying. Okay, so maybe it's this one. Okay, so it's only referencing this top one. override, generate. Okay, so it already exists. You just gotta do this instead. And I think that's it. And now, I'm pretty sure now we have to go back into our plugins, marketplace, darker nodes. So I just have to be like 5.01, electronic node, 5.01, and then magic node, 5.01. Let's find out. Was Crouch somehow connected to a notify? No. Where are you getting all this Crouch stuff from, Sandra? That has nothing to do with that. This was like an old notify that I was using for attacking, but we kind of dropped our combat state. So this is kind of like old logic that we're kind of seeing issues with now. So the darker nodes was designed for build 5.01. Attempt to load it anyway. Yes, yes, yes. So the following modules are missing or built with a different engine version. Okay. So now this is kind of annoying. Okay, for the sake of testing stuff, let's just make this false. 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 Maybe we don't even want, like, we don't have to worry about these plugins right now. Because, like, unfortunately, yeah, these plugins, they were for, like, install engine. You cannot install this plugin. It has already installed to all compatible. Like, it's not compatible right now. So maybe we just have to wait on those for a little while. Because, again, we're on 5.01, not 5.0. So maybe the developers of those plugins just need time to actually update it. We'll look into that a little later. But for the sake of our own kind of demonstration, we'll just open up the editor now. And let's see what happens. Okay. So far, the window editor is frozen, so that's not good. So we'll let it do its thing for a second. Okay. Doing something. Okay, it's building navigation. Okay, the grass is coming in. It's preparing mesh cards. I don't know what that really means. Okay, so it's doing a lot of shit right now. Preparing shaders, so it has 10,000 shaders. Yep. Okay. So I guess we have to let it do its thing. So derive data cache. Let's change cache settings. Let's make our derived data cache pile. Not pile, but section. So we'll do it, yeah, within hero. So there is derived data cache, so we can literally just say this. We won't restart right now. I'll restart later. Okay, so the project looks more or less the same. The sky is broken, but maybe that's what it's shader, like what the compiling of the shaders is messing with. Maybe it's the sky. We can try to play. Okay. See, yeah, still compiling, but it's more or less there. Okay, so we'll let it compile. We'll kind of chill. But yeah, all our content is here. Honestly, there's no blueprint compilation errors. The only thing I'm nervous about right now is the sky. Because we did have to change that one thing within the weather system. So I am kind of curious. And yeah, in terms of like the magic node plugin and the darker nodes plugin, like we'll just have to wait, I think, on those. It's not a big deal. I don't know what I should do for those, honestly. I try to figure that out on my own. I don't think it's worth my time. Just let the developers of those plugins handle it. But we can at least open up Sprint, maybe. Yeah, first time opening up this editor. It's pretty brutal. So yeah, no more darker nodes plugin and the electronic nodes or whatever. Not a big deal. It'd be nice to have, but I can try to figure out, you know, in the meantime, obviously, like it's still doing, yeah, now it's preparing 13,000 shaders. I guess maybe in the meantime, but at least we could say for one, hey, we did it. But we could in the meantime maybe say UE5 how to compile plugin. Does that, I think it's outside of engine directory, right? Fingers crossed. That's kind of interesting. I didn't know you can actually build plugins like this. So I guess you learn something new every day. Okay, so building. Now we gotta check how maybe it's gonna fail, maybe it's not, who knows. Okay. Success. Okay. Let's see what happens. I don't know. So we enabled it in the .u project. But I wonder, like, do I have to explicitly say which one to use? Or do I have to, like, kind of copy that one that's compiled now into that? Don't know. Let's try. Let's just try compiling. We just have to wait for it to finish its code analysis and everything. So we should expect success, but we are going to see if we're going to get that warning come up. So here's compile module dark nodes. So build succeeded. I think we're okay. Let's see. Because if that worked, then we could do it for the rest. Just the magic node and electronic node. Of course, it needs to compile shaders. So many shaders. I guess it's because of the darker nodes. Okay. So we have Darker Nodes version 3. Hello and thank you for using it. Cool. Close this window. Now let's look at the blueprints. Of course, that's going to take a while to open. Gotta love it. And yes, we got the Dark Nodes plugin. That looks correct. It all has that interface. Everything kind of looks like it is. So now we have to do the electronic one. So let's close out of that. Close out of Writer. Let's now, let's create a new one for electronic nodes. So how do we write this again? Okay. Engine. Okay. So let's go back and yeah, so there. Engine, Unreal Engine, engine, build, batch files, cmd, run uat .bat build plugin dash plugin equals. Then need to find the plugin. Plugins, marketplace, electronic nodes, like that. So double quotes, end it with electronic nodes dot view plugin dash package equals, and then we gotta go to where we want to put it. It has to be outside of the engine directory folder. Hero, plugins, electronic nodes. And that should do it. And then if that is successful, then we then go back into Writer. We'll enable that plugin again. And we can do the same thing for the Magic Node plugin. Even though we don't use the Magic Node plugin, we're just going to do it anyway for funsies. But yeah, that's a super duper helpful video, so I'm just going to hit that with a thumbs up. Okay, success. Boom. Okay. Let's open that up. Electronic nodes. True. Maybe in the meantime, while that's kind of loading and everything, let's prepare the information. So run uat.bat build plugin dash plugin equals. I know you're not really seeing what I'm doing. So let's go here, 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 marketplace, magic node, slash magic node.eu plugin, right? Then that dash package equals, let's go to hero, plugins, magic node, spell that right, magic node. So that should be it. So, okay, so let's build Let's just make sure the electronic nodes plugin is working. And then there's, some other feature problems that we gotta kind of look into. Like nanite, if we want to use lumen, well, we have to convert our cascade particles, the whole 9 yards. Will be kind of annoying. And I guess I can get that ready. I'll have that copied to my clipboard. And we have batch files, so we can open that up again real quick. Okay, we got the electronic nodes one. We discover darker nodes. This fix faster activation with hot reload. Don't care about that. Honestly, I'm gonna let the shaders compile at some point, but not right now. So let's look. Of course, yeah, it's gonna take a second to open. And there we go. We have the electronic nodes, like the sharpness of the nodes, so we know that works as well. So boom, great. Last but not least, let's do magic node, even though we don't need it. Since we had that copied into our clipboard, we can easily copy paste that. Build failed, okay? Very nice. We don't even use this node anyway, so I don't care. But what's the problem? It's like monolithic headers. It's a warning. So Android toolchain NDK R21B recommended. Platform Android is not a valid platform to build. Check that the SDK is installed properly. So that's the problem. So more details here. Let's look at it. Take out the parentheses. Not parentheses, maybe parentheses. So Android toolchain. So let's go to Visual Studio Installer. Let's modify. Let's see if we can find the Android SDK thing. So we're looking for mobile development. Yeah, Android NDK. Okay, so we need 21. R21B. So I don't see that one. So there's only 16. So let's not do anything like that. Let's look it up. So Android NDK R21B. So it's 23, 24. Where's 21? It's kind of weird. So all right, so this is 21E. Where's 21B? That's kind of weird. I mean, maybe I can just get the latest one from Visual Studio Installer and that's fine. Let's look. So modify. Let's close out of stuff. So mobile development, sure. Modify, yes. So let's see what happens. Hopefully it's cool. All for a plugin that we're not even using. You know, don't want to brag, but we're doing something stupid. Okay, so now it's downloading stuff. Cool. I don't know, like, I don't even know if I'm using 2019 or not, because I have both 2017 and 2019, but I'm using Rider. So I don't know what toolchain it's actually using explicitly. So it's almost done. And yeah, again, I don't know if I have to also modify 2017. We're going to just do 2019 first, rerun that command and see what happens. And it's definitely taking its time installing all the packages and stuff. Okay, so everything's downloaded. Now it's just installing. So now we play the waiting game. But yeah, pretty much we accomplished what we needed to accomplish. We're able to open up the project. Now we're just doing all the what's the word? Housekeeping stuff. And we're learning a lot of stuff along the way. I'm just gonna eat some fries in front of you. I don't want to eat boneless. I don't want to eat boned chicken wings. It'll be too fucking messy to do it on stream. I don't want to gross people out. So I'll just have some fries. All right. Let's try again. We might have to just do general updates as well. All right, let's cross our fingers. Okay, so it's got to do 16 actions again. I really hope this works. Okay, no, all these monolithic headers, bullshits, nothing we have to really concern ourselves about. Yeah, that needs to, yeah, I need to do a game dev mukbang in a hot tub. I think that's gonna break the internet. That's like the next level. It failed again. Nice. Okay. So I think I'm gonna stop streaming. I'm gonna update everything. I'm gonna do the same thing for 2017. We'll see. Again, I don't use that plugin, so it doesn't matter. But we were able to successfully migrate our project from 4.27 to 5, from start to finish. So I'm very happy about that. Sandra, thanks so much for hanging out and, you know, going through that process with me. Next time we stream, we're going to set up the Perforce repository. And then, depending on how easy that goes, we'll set up Jenkins and we'll set up Unreal Game Sync. And then we should be good to go. So that's where I'm going to end the stream. If you aren't already, follow me here on Twitch. Keep an eye out and follow me on YouTube as well for the tutorial that I'll try to make from this stream. And then, you know, once everything's good to go as well, I'll update the GitHub repository with everything correct, and then we're good to continue game dev. So, have a good night, enjoy your Monday, and see you soon.